Good morning. Um, let's see. I'm going to have a message. My drink is going to have a message for you every day this week. And today it's ambition. And it turns out, I guess it just films backwards. I don't know if you guys are seeing this backwards, but when I watched the replay last night of the other video, it was the correct way, at least the words. So I don't know. I said a million times in that video, like, I know this is backwards, but I'm going to show you anyways. And I'm kind of glad that I did because it ended up being forwards. So how are you this morning? You know what's really funny? I originally intended to do this at 7:30, and how I am so not together today, I'm like, there's no way I would be able to do this at 7:30. Maybe further in the week I'll have my everything organized a little bit better, but yeah, I originally thought I would do this at 7:30. That's just crazy that I would ever think that. I mean, I'm up at 7:30, but I'm not necessarily like functional and together, and I don't really feel that functional right now anyways. I'm just pulling out some throat chakra cards. I'm letting people trickle in if anybody else wants to show up. I hope that you had a nice weekend. I know it's kind of hard to come back from a holiday weekend. You've had time off. I'm all confused. Oh, so usually on Mondays I pull a card for the week for everybody in the Facebook group, and I was so focused on doing the moon phase video last night that I just totally forgot to do it, and now we're here on Tuesday, and I meant to do it this morning, and then I didn't. So I will pull the cards for the week in the Facebook group. I'm also going to pull some cards here because we're going to be talking about this the throat chakra today, because the moon has moved into Gemini, or will be moving into Gemini. Let me see what time it starts. Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, I thought this had a time on it for when it goes into the moon phase, or for the moon sign, but it doesn't. It just has so moonrise was at 3:19 a.m. this morning. If you got up around then before the sun go up, that you might be able to see the sliver, the crescent. And same thing around like 5 o'clock last night. I'm so mad at myself. We ended the video right at 5, and I should have just gone right outside to see if you can see it before it gets to the horizon, because the sun isn't like that close to it at that time, like when it first comes up and when it first comes down. So you might get a chance of seeing the little sliver, but it's going to be probably closer to next week that we might be able to see it, because the sun won't be as close to it. So waning crescent Gemini. I know that in the videos last night we had some people someone that had a Gemini moon. So you might be. I tend to feel the energy of the moon more if it's a sign in my birth chart. So if you look at your birth chart and see where you have Gemini placements. I think I mentioned this last night, my North Node is in Gemini. So I tend to, your North Node is like kind of like your North Star. It's like where the direction that you should be heading in your life. Um, and it also might take you out of your comfort zone because your South node is your comfort zone. And communication definitely is a something that challenges me a little bit. That's why I push myself to do these videos because that tends to be the direction that I need to be heading in my life. Um, it's not necessarily your career, your North Node, but your if if you're looking for a direction to head for your career, that would be all the houses or all the placements in your 10th house. But so, like for example, um, like if your moon, if your moon is in Gemini, then that's like how you feel you are on the inside. But also look at the placement of the house, and that will give you a little more information by how this moon or the Gemini moon might be affecting you in your life. Um, for I think my Gemini placement is in the fourth house, I think, if I remember correctly. Oh, where's my chart? Gemini in the fourth house. Yeah, so that's like family, um, that sort of thing. So one of the things that I do to check in with the moon every day and to make sure that I am following the moon is I go to my planner and I see what colors are associated with Gemini, and I wear those colors. So I'm wearing kind of like a tealy blue. It's more of a pastel blue, pastel pink, and yellow. Those colors together. I really like pink for Gemini, but I don't really have any pink. Oh, I wore pink earrings for Gemini today. Um, and then I also wear these buttons for the Gemini sign and then also for the moon phase. So it's just something that I like to do that's fun every morning, is to just kind of check in with the moon and um, wear colors for that day. If I can, I will try to do something associated with that thing. Like communication is a big one for Gemini. Um, so obviously, this would be something, or like reaching out to loved ones and saying hi and having a conversation with them, calling them on the phone instead of just like texting. Um, but in any of the air signs in general, I like to do something that stimulates my mind because air is all about wisdom. And so I try to make a point to read sometime during the day because that's one of the things that I love to do, but never really make time for it. So when the moon is in an air sign, I try to um, I try to like make it happen. Like I go to bed earlier and make sure that I read for 30 minutes or even an hour to just really get your mind stimulated. Um, breath work is really, really, really important for Gemini. So I hate that I didn't do this, but I meant to ask you to bring a mala with you today because I'd like to do a go around the mala 108 times with the seed mantra for the throat chakra. And I would really love to do it now. If I'll give you guys a few minutes, if you have a mala, if you're still at home and you're not on your way to work yet. I mean, most people probably are on their way to work. But I'm still going to do it. And if you don't have one, you can still recite the mantra with me. Or you can watch this video later and do it. Or just, I mean, it's easy to remember. It's just one word. So you can just do it later when you have a mala. But I'd really like to do that practice. And it's a really quick and easy thing to do. It only takes I think it takes like 3 minutes. I think I timed it one time. So basically, you just go around See, I'm having trouble talking, so I'd really like to do this mantra to see if it would like open up my throat chakra a little bit. So you go around your mantra or around your mala 108 times and say the word Ham, which is HAM, and that is the seed mantra that to open up your throat chakra. So I'm going to play some music. Hopefully YouTube won't kick me off. I do not own the rights to this song, but it's one of my favorite songs, and it is moon related. I have it on all of my massage playlists. Okay, so you just start at one end, and I'm gonna close my eyes. I meant to make a sign that if anybody joined us and I'm just sitting here like humming, to let them know that I don't know. Let's just go. If maybe I'll type in the comments. If you show up late, we are reciting the mantra Ham. And you can join in. It doesn't really have to be 108 times. Okay. All right, let's get started. And really like pay attention to how you feel afterwards. Okay. Ham, 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 hum, hum, hum. Alrighty. So do you notice the difference that your body feels? You kind of feel like light and floaty, and it only takes a few minutes. So if you don't have time to meditate, or if you're stressed out, it's a really, really good thing to do in the morning. It's a really nice morning practice. You could even do it while you were like sitting sitting on the toilet or something, while you're waiting for your coffee to percolate. Um, I think the theory is that it recalibrates your cells, repeating something 108 times. And you really do just feel it throughout your entire body. So, Carla, since you are here, would you like a throat chakra card for today? I thought that there would be more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's good that maybe not that many people are here. Anybody else, let me know if you would like a throat chakra card for today. Carla, Carla, Carla for this Gemini waning crescent moon. Okay. It says higher consciousness. At any given moment, the consciousness of your highest self is available to you and speaks through you. When presented with an opportunity to express your thoughts, ask yourself this question: what would my higher self say? Give it a voice and let it make its divine presence, knowing um, give it sorry give it a voice and let it make its divine presence known using yours. Your highest self is the lightest, easiest, most fluid form of your true nature. Be intentional about cultivating your relationship with this essence. So that's the throat chakra. The crystal that it recommends is celestite, and the herb is lemongrass. And I'll let you take a look at that. So another good way to activate Gemini energy is through writing. And Carla, you could try with this card to say, because what did it say? Ask yourself this question: what would my higher self say? And then you can try to write it down. If nothing is coming to you verbally, you can try to write it down. Um, I can see what the other part says. This is a great deck. It's the Chakra Healing deck by Athena Parakis, the founder of Sage Goddess. It's a really nice like daily pull, because the information is right there on the card. You don't have to go into the book, but there is additional information in here. So the keywords, it says understanding, positivity, and higher wisdom. The throat chakra is located at the base of the throat, and when this energetic center is balanced and activated, you gain the ability to express yourself from a place of honesty, wisdom, and compassion. With every word that you speak, reflect on whether or not it aligns with your consciousness of your higher self. Ask yourself, what is it you are saying and bringing? What is it? What you are saying is bringing love, light, and positivity and progress to the world. Practice discernment in what you share, with whom, and when. Strive to always speak from a place of truth. Sacred truth lives within you. It was placed within you by spirit, and it yearns to manifest itself in the world through your unique soul gifts. To acknowledge its presence and bring it forth, repeat the mantra: I speak from a place of light and wisdom, and my words resonate with the truths of the universe. I am connected to my highest levels of expression, and this expression brings light, positivity, and knowledge to all around me. In every moment, you have an opportunity to shift the consciousness of our planet. Take that opportunity and responsibility seriously. Do the words you speak arise from a place of love, light, truth, and compassion? Does your expression serve the highest good of all? How can you use your voice to illuminate those around you? What deeper truths do you need to share with yourself right now? So that's a really beautiful card, and it made me think of the stones for Gemini. Um, I picked out lapis lazuli, which is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blue stone. It also has the gold specks in it is our pyrite, and that card made me think of this because I feel like lapis lazuli is the stone of discernment. It helps you take that sacred pause before you react or before something stumbles out of your mouth. So it's the queen stone. Cleopatra uh, used it a lot. She even wore eyeliner made out of the powder from lapis lazuli, and it helps you stand in your power in a very like queenly, royal, regal kind of way. Um, and having the thought of everybody's highest intentions, not just your own selfish intentions, not in a like egotistical sort of way, um, to sort of stand in your power in a positive, embracing way compared to letting power get in your head and make you out of control and crazy. Um, so I picked this stone for Gemini because it kind of helps you take that sacred pause and think about what you're saying, because Gemini is known to have that duality, Jekyll and Hyde sort of personality where they can be one person one day and another person the next. And this kind of helps blend those two personalities together and think before you speak, um, so that you're speaking your authentic truth versus just jumping and reacting. Um, so that's a really wonderful stone for Gemini. And if anybody else is here, it looks like we have a few other people. You dated many Gemini. I mean, they get a bad rap, but I think it's what kind of triggers that um, what triggers that like negative emotion when a Gemini is being I don't know which one was the bad one, Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. I don't know, whichever the bad one, the bad personality was. It, in a way, is reflecting the negativity of ourselves. Gemini is just a mirror of, we all have a bad side inside of us. Gemini is just more likely to let it out and let the world see it. And it triggers that negative aspect of ourselves. Mr. Hyde was the bad. Thank you. My cat is watching what I'm doing with these stones. Hi, what do you think? You want one? Ironically, this cat that I have, we just got her last year, and she looks identical to a cat that we used to have, and it's kind of bizarre. The older she gets, the bigger she gets. I'm like, oh my god, you look exactly like. And the other cat's name was Cleopatra, and she's attracted to these stones that I'm holding. It's funny. And I do have another video that I filmed a long time ago, like 5 years ago, and Cleopatra was walking behind me in the same way that Odin just did right then. Here, you can have a stone. And the other stone I picked out for Gemini, it. Oh, you're very welcome. I love pulling cards for people. It's like one of my most favorite things. So the other stone I picked for today is citrine, and these are especially this one right here is they're very light colored citrines because citrine is one of those stones that will, if you leave it out in the sunlight for too long, it will fade in color. And these were actually just a cheap bag of tumble stones that I got years and years ago. And they were heat treated amethyst, which is not really a bad thing. I know people kind of poo poo on heat treated amethyst, but it's the same thing. And treating it with heat is the same thing that the earth does to make it change color. So, I mean, I don't really see why it's a problem to do it man made. But yeah, these are, citrine is known as the prosperity stone. And that's like pretty much all people use it for is like get yourself some citrine and put it in a prosperity grid. But it's also yellow stones in general relate to the solar plexus chakra. So it's going to help you with confidence, and it's going to, I feel like citrine is like a very joyful, happy sort of stone. I shouldn't have given her that crystal. It's now under the bench, and I don't know if I'll ever see it again. Hey, stop. Hey. Hey, take a chill pill. Now she's playing with electrical cords back there. Hey, come back. Hey. She needs attention all the time. Oh, Marvin. Now go bring me the stone back. Bring it back out. I can't fit back there. Oh, goodness. So whereas I'm getting distracted now. Whereas the lapis I chose as a balancing stone for a Gemini to help you like stand in your power and use discernment and thinking before you speak. Citrine is just kind of enhancing Gemini energy. It like brings that happiness because Geminis are usually very happy, entertaining, funny people. So this is like a gem. I've considered citrine a Gemini stone, and then lapis lazuli to be a balancing stone. And does anybody else want a card? I've pulled out all these chakra cards or throat chakra cards specifically for you guys. And again, I will post after we finish here. I will post in the Facebook group. Like the card for the week, and that's because that's my week's all screwed up. Like I'm like, wait, what day is it? It's technically Monday, and I usually have Mondays off, but I didn't yesterday. I worked yesterday, so I'm just all thrown off. But hey, at least it's a short week this week, right? So, I feel like I wanted to read this from this book. It's called The 12 Faces of the Goddess, and it's written by, what is the author's name? It's written by, it's not going to tell me. Danielle Blackwood. And she describes, this book is so amazing. It's like, it's not your typical astrology book. It goes through all the signs, but it describes, excuse me, it describes the goddesses personified as each zodiac sign. But she just describes Gemini energy so eloquently that I wanted to read that to you. She says there's a perceptible quickening that happens when the sun transitions from Taurus into Gemini. So Gemini season is like right. It's May. Ow. She got my foot. So this year it was May 21st to June 21st. So it's like right as we're transitioning from spring to summer. So she says The gentle pace of nurturing and cultivation of Taurus has taken root, and like that's where we were yesterday. The cultivation of Taurus has taken root and now seeks to expand and move forward into the world. Inquisitive green tendrils reach up towards the sun, and bright blossoms begin a spirited communication with bees. Gemini is a mutable air sign, meaning it is a threshold sign, which bridges one season to the next. In this case, transitioning from spring to summer, and is associated with the objective, communicative element of air. During Gemini season, all of nature is moving inexorably toward the next seasonal turning point at summer solstice. Echoing this shift as a time of becoming, Gemini is associated with the qualities of curiosity, versatility, and transformation. The motif of a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis is an apt metaphor for Gemini. And that's where I got the idea of doing the butterfly meditation last new moon for the Gemini new moon. And I just love that like image of butterfly wings and representing that duality. So that's why I had the Geminis for you to color in like different aspects of your personality. And that's a really good book. I highly recommend it. Who does she say embodies Gemini? Which goddess? Because she goes in to talk about Mercury and how Hermes is like the god representing Mercury. It's such a good book. And it has a lot of information. It really helps you just kind of understand. Oh yeah, how do I do that? It's on a Kindle. So how do I go to the cover? Oh, there we go. It's very beautiful. I mean, I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but it's what is his name? The artist's name, Alfonso. So her name is Danielle Blackwood. And it's just like, you know, astrology books you like use as reference. Like this book I would like read as like read it from cover to cover as like a novel, because it's just so, it goes into mythology and it's just, I love it. It's a really good read. And I kind of read it, like reread it as we move throughout the year. Like when we're in Gemini season, I'll read about Gemini, and when we're in Cancer season, like I'll read that. I haven't read that yet though. Yes, Alfonso Mucha. Who does she say is the Gemini goddess? I don't remember. Oh, Butterfly Maiden. That's right. Who's a Native American Pueblo goddess. Is who she has as the Gemini goddess archetype, is what she calls it. I think it was fairly inexpensive on Kindle. I usually rent Kindle books, but if they're maybe there was like a sale or something on, so I ended up buying it. Because I have too many books. There's like not enough bookshelves for all the books that I have. So I'm trying to like transition all of my reference books to Kindle, because then I can like reference them on my phone like anytime. So I'm gonna pick one more card. And if you haven't, like, do you have any questions about like figuring out how to incorporate a Gemini waning crescent. Oh, I haven't even talked about the waning crescent part. So communicate what you want to let go of and start thinking about what you want to set your intentions on. I forgot that was supposed to be the whole topic of today. So you have to be really clear about what you're setting intentions on. And the reason manifestation, I have found, doesn't work is when you have negative thoughts come up. If you're like, I want a new car, and you're like on the new moon, you've got your candles lit, you've got your journal out, you've been meditating, and you're like expressing to the moon, you're writing it down, whatever your practice is for setting intentions, and you're like, I want a new car, please give me a new car. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, that's never going to happen. How am I ever going to get enough money to get a new car? I can't afford a new car. I can't afford a car payment. So like you're saying, I want a new car, but then what you're really saying to the universe is that you don't feel like you can afford it. You don't think that you deserve it, whatever. So you have to be combative of those negative thoughts and say like, well, if I work an extra hour or work an extra day, or if I put 10% savings away from every paycheck, and if you make plans to do all of these things and speak kindly to yourself, like, yeah, you deserve a car. It's such a headache to be having to fix your car every month and spending all this money and just throwing it away where you could be using it towards something new and better. You have to like really talk to yourself and say, wait a minute, we do deserve this. Like this, we do deserve good things. So, I mean, that takes a lot of work. So you could also set intentions around, I want to focus on speaking to myself more positively. And then for the next new moon, maybe by that time you are speaking more confidently and positively to yourself, and then you can try to manifest the new car, because you have to believe that it will happen. And that's an extreme example, because and it's one of those things that's going to take time. Like, it doesn't mean that like you're going to set this intention and then magically a car is going to appear in your driveway. It's changing the way you think about yourself and changing your life, making like the universe can't just magically drop a car in your driveway. You have to show the universe that you are going to work you're going to work harder, you're going to start saving, you're going to make the changes that need to happen. And that's even just like, for a smaller example, setting the intention to follow the moon every day for the entire moon cycle, writing down, making a list of how you're going to do that, what you're going to do every day to start noticing it, even if you can't physically see the moon, if you just take 5 minutes a day to go outside and look at the sky, that's showing the universe that you are willing to do the work. I mean, that's just a small example, but you have to do the work. It's not just going to magically appear out of nowhere. All right, so I'm going to pick one of these cards for us. Freedom of expression. Banish fear of judgment now. Let it constrict you no longer. Know that the expression of your highest truth is protected and supported by spirit. Speak your authentic wisdom with conviction and courage. Rest assured that doing so will bring you to where you are meant to be. Share your truth from a place of loving compassion so that your words land with the intention you use to compose them. The crystal they suggest is lazurite, and the herb is chamomile. I mean, I feel like that's kind of exactly what I was talking about. You have to let go of the fear that you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, that you're not able to accomplish or achieve what you're setting your intentions around. So you really have to do the work. If thoughts come up that you feel like you're not worthy or you're not deserving of it, you have to do the work to figure out where that comes from. And sometimes it's like because somebody said something mean to you when you were a kid, so you always believed that you didn't deserve something. Um, and I mean, it can go deeper than that. It can go because the whole all like once you I don't want to like belittle any sort of trauma or negative experience in your life, but that external thing, event, person was bad and did something bad to you, but then it was you who decided that they're right. I don't deserve this. I am not worthy. I don't deserve nice things. And that's a really hard thing to come to realization. And I really, really hope that I'm not offending anybody in any way. But personally, in my journey, I have really had to like be real with myself and was like, well, wait, you're the one that believed this. Like you're an adult now. You are in charge of your life. Ever since you moved out when you were 17, you're the one that's in charge. You can't blame everybody else for your problems. So, I mean, that was a really hard thing. And that was a really long, it took a really long time for me to realize that I was worthy, and it took me a really long time to love myself. And that's like, I think the key to manifesting things and setting intentions is to really believe that you can do it, will do it, and that you deserve it and that you're worthy of it. And that was a lot of work. And those are intentions that I set years ago that are only now finally like really kind of setting in. Like, even if I still have a negative thought, I'm quicker to like combat it and be like, no, no, be nice to me. Allison, be nice to Allison. And that's a hard thing to do. We beat each other up. We are our worst enemies. Um, so, does anybody have any other questions about? I totally forgot about talking about setting intentions. So, with the Gemini moon, communicate those intentions. Say them out loud, even if it's just to your empty room, or even if it's out loud to the moon itself. Like say things out loud. Use Gemini to communicate it, and especially with the things that you are releasing, because we're in the waning crescent phase. So the things that you are letting go of. I'm letting go of the negative thoughts that prohibit me from speaking my truth, setting intentions, and believing them. So vocalizing the things that you are releasing. And just, I know I talked a little bit about this yesterday, but with the waning crescent, I usually even feel this energy. Like I have the desire to do the deep cleaning in my house when the moon is waning. So like lifting, like shaking out the rugs and moving the couches and dusting and all that like little stuff that you never really get around to. So because I'm a horrible housekeeper, I give myself the entire waning half of the moon to do that stuff. I do like one thing every day. And it's just I don't have that desire when the moon is waxing. It's kind of weird. I don't know if that's because I've been following the moon for so long, but I'm like, nope, I'll do it when the moon's waning. I guess it lets me like put it off. When the moon is waxing, I'm like, nope, I'll do it when the moon's waning. And then when the moon is waning, I'm like, okay, you have to do it. You said you were going to do it when the moon is waning. So let's do it. Um, and the important thing with that is actually physically taking that stuff out of your, like, don't clean your house and then empty the vacuum cleaner into the trash can and then let all that debris sit there for another couple days before you take it out. Like, take it out immediately. And that's another thing that I'll do. I'll take all of the trash out of every single trash can when I'm done, and like dumping the mop water, making sure that all of that is like out of the house so that it's not like accumulating. And unless you get your period. Yes. If you get your period, do nothing. Do nothing. Just lay down. Grab a blanket and a book and some chocolate. That's like my, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, if I have my period, I'm like, okay, we can have pizza and chocolate and ice cream for dinner. That's okay. We're not eating healthy today. Even though it's better to eat healthy. Yeah. Well, definitely. Do not do anything, because this is also a time of rest. And in resting, you're going to be ready for the waxing moon. That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because yeah, I used to have my menstrual cycle around this time, and yeah, I would really do nothing. But again, I get that relief from allowing myself to do nothing. I'm like, it's okay. I have given myself this time to do nothing, and allowing it. Allowing it is another big thing. Um, so I guess just to wrap up, be clear about what, and really just start thinking. Maybe start journaling about it, because when you write things down, you notice that things come up and they become more clear. So use that Gemini energy to get things clear. Because with air signs, we're all about wisdom. And it would be a good day to do nothing and read today because of the Gemini moon. Yeah. Oh, now that I think about it, it may have been Thursday that I planned, what Thursday that I planned to talk about? I don't even know. Okay, my brain should be working by now. I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock. Allison, get your shit together. Oh, no, no, no. I did plan to talk about intentions today. Okay, good, good. And then Thursday, we will actually be setting those intentions and getting ready for the new moon. And then I have the pick a card reading to, good. I'm glad you are going to do it, Carla. Good job. You're doing a good job. And then Friday, the pick a card reading is out, because I try to kind of like go within around the new moon and not be so outgoing and vocal and on live videos and stuff. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching later, make sure that you go to the group, and I'm going to do that now. I'm going to pick out which decks to use for the group and pick a card for the week. If anybody's still interested, I know we're, well, Tuesday's not that far in. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Thursday morning, and I'll hopefully have my shit together a little bit by then. Thanks. Thanks, Carla. Peace and love to you.